Welcome to the C140 headlight removal and disassembly video. The CL class, or the earlier S500 and S600 coupes, have a unique headlight design from the W140 sedan counterparts. It's this sealed beam setup. My particular car has the xenon HID lights, so what's happening is whenever I turn the headlights on and replace the fuse for the right side, the fuse blows out immediately. In this video, I'll show you how to remove the headlight and then also how to disassemble it. You want to start off by removing this plastic cover. This will give you access to the wiring connectors for all of the headlight bulbs. Right now we have access to 3 of the connectors, 2 for the high and low beams, and then 1 for the turn signal. So just pull these out. Next thing you'll want to do is start removing this lower plastic trim piece with the headlight wiper as well. It's held in by 1 screw on the right side. And then you also want to go ahead and pull out some of this rubber sealant. It's held in by a couple of pegs to this plastic piece, and then it also goes around the whole headlight itself. You'll also need to remove these 2 8mm that hold the top of the headlight in place. There's one by the fender and then one here close to the core support. And before you can get the plastic trim off, you need to remove the wiper itself. There's a little nut underneath this plastic cover, and I found that using one of these little hook things to pop it out works best. And now you have access to that little 10mm nut. Just go ahead and take that off of there. Once you get that off, what I do is just go ahead and wiggle the whole wiper and pull out at the same time, and you'll see that it has splines on both the wiper and this little stud right here. Now you're able to just pull this plastic piece off, and I just let it kind of hang to the side with the rest of the rubber gasket still on it. And then there's one more 8mm holding the bottom of the headlight in place. Here's what the back of the headlight assembly looks like once it's pulled out of the car. You'll see that you need to undo this hose for the wiper washer, and then also there's another connector for that system that you'll need to pull apart. Here's just another view of the assembly out on the workbench. You can see the washer motor and then the ballast for the HIDs mounted on the bottom. I'm going to take off this headlight wiper motor just by undoing these 4 little screws so that I don't damage anything while moving the headlight around. I also undid the bracket and pulled the HID ballast out, and then I opened up the box and actually took a look inside at the internals to see if I could see anything wrong. And it looked pretty clean. It didn't look like there were any visual problems with that. Luckily with these, you can separate the lens from the body of the headlight. So there are a couple of little metal fasteners that hold the body to the lens. And then there's just, the rest of it is just some plastic clips on the frame that you will need to pry up carefully. And you should be able to take that lens right off of the headlight body. Here I took it out without filming, unfortunately, but you can simply unscrew this little screw at the bottom of the side marker and you'll be able to pull that out of the body of the headlight. Then once you've taken that out, you will have access to the HID igniter, which is mounted right above this green plug, and this other 2-prong goes into that igniter as well. That igniter is held to the body with 2 screws right there. This is what that HID igniter looks like outside of the car. It's a little box, and then this is the actual connector that goes to the back of the bulb. So this part number is shared with some BMWs of the same era. So you can kind of cross-reference it like I did and find one on eBay. If you do, make sure you find the 2-prong example because there's a later one with 3 prongs, and obviously that connector would not work here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next DIY video.